Ladies and gentlemen, this is former WCW and TNA ring announcer David Penzer, also author of Sitting Ringside Volume 1, and you are watching and listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 250, the TNA Across the Line podcast. I am Bob Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. And Dallas, this is a pretty big episode for total nonstop action. Not because, it's episode 113 of the iMPACT series. No. But rather because tonight is a match that, as soon as it was announced, we were both like, hell yeah. I'm pumped for it. It's the NWA Tag Team Championships are on the line. AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels defending against LAX, Hernandez, and Homicide, but it's not just any kind of match. No, it's a match that has no rules. You can do whatever you want. They're calling it a Border Brawl. I'm assuming it's just similar to a street fight, but this tag team feud is taking over television. It's taking over interest, for me at least, over pretty much everything else going on. Now, of course, and I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit, but last week we found out kind of why Christian Cage is a turncoat, and he turned on his longtime friend of 8 months, Sting, by hitting him with a guitar. Because you know what? He did it for Guy Rhino. I'm not really sure what that means for Rhino. I'm taking it as Christian saying that Rhino can't beat a guy like Sting, but he could maybe beat Christian. Or opportunities. Whatever the case is. I don't know. But Dallas, how are you feeling as we are gearing up for another episode of iMPACT? And more importantly, for Border Brawl?
Well, first off, Border Brawl, if it does not deliver, I'm going to be extremely disappointed, because the way they've built this feud has been fantastic. So, here's hoping. Christian, is he a babyface? I mean, he did it to help out Rhino. He did it for TNA. Yeah, he hit Sting in the head with a guitar when he flew off the top rope. Bad Heart Justice. Yeah, he cost Sting the title. But he didn't lose it. It's true. He did not take a pin or a submit. Anything is possible. You know what I mean? So
you're really wondering if Christian is really a heel.
No, I mean, as soon as that dude started wearing black t-shirts on iMPACT, we already knew what was happening there. I was like, oh, here he comes.
You know what's interesting with LAX is, they're in this heated feud, rivalry with Daniels and Styles. Probably the best, most consistent thing right now, at least on television. But just, 3 or 4 months ago, LAX was involved with James Gang, and there was Machete. Really not getting much traction. But then they got Hernandez. And then they got their own little border, where if you cross it, you're going to get your ass kicked. And that kind of happened around Killings. They altered the presentation pretty drastically. I am going to assume that on this episode, we're going to get new tag team champions.
Oh.
That is my guess.
Well, I don't think you might be too far off. And I say that because we have such a long time before No Surrender. I feel like you got to put something in between Hard Justice and then to get people, wanting to watch 6 episodes of iMPACT before your next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
and that could easily do it.
Well, I don't think you're gonna have the heel team lose twice for the against champions that they're trying to defeat. I don't think that would.
How can you, dude? If they did, what are you doing with LAX then? There's no point.
Right.
So, like I said,
the only thing I could think of is that if LAX were to lose, is that they would then shift to the Naturals because they are the number one contenders.
I mean, that's true.
But there's so much heat with LAX.
I think you got to pull the trigger.
I feel like that would be just silly.
I agree. Yep. Well, I guess we will find out in due time. But let's do a quick rundown of what we just saw in our last episode. And actually, you just mentioned one of the matches. But that's okay. We opened up the show. Well, actually, the show opened up. We should probably mention this first. The show opened up with a celebration, but the brawl was happening between LAX and Daniels and South.
Yeah, and we thought this over. We thought it was AJ and Daniels. Initially, we thought that they were celebrating.
Yeah.
But that was not the case.
No, that was really funny.
It's so much more sense.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Now, believe it or not, listen to this. I found this in our notes from Dave Meltzer, where he says apparently. So he says a negative was before the show during Ultimate Fighter. They did a couple cutaways with Don West and Mike Tenay in front of this table, all dressed up like there was going to be a party. He says that it looked way too cartoonish for the audience watching, and then they opened up the show with the LAX attack. So they teased during the Ultimate Fighter lead-in there's going to be a celebration.
What did they specifically say for Jeff Jarrett?
It doesn't say. It just says like there's going to be a party.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it did look pretty corny and like silly, and that's why I was really surprised that it was.
Right.
Initially thinking that it was for AJ and Daniels.
Yeah. He also notes how Daniels is bleeding within seconds, and he says a very graphic, borderline sick spot. Homicide stuck his fingers in the cut and were spreading it. I did not. I don't know if I realized.
I don't think I noticed that. I don't know that.
But he was doing it.
Oh my god, dude! Oh my god.
Yeah. Just to make this even worse, eventually AJ Styles started bleeding, right? So the champagne bottles that Conan broke a champagne bottle on Styles' head, and he bled. However, there was a problem with that, as they had gimmicked the bottle so it was made of like sugar glass, like a stunt glass. But something went wrong, and it actually broke before it was being put out. So by the time they went to do the stunt, the bottom of the bottle had already disintegrated. So to hide it, Conan hit Styles with both the bucket it was in and the bottle, opening up Styles hard way, and he needed 8 stitches.
Oh my god.
That's
perfect.
Not only that, they did that promo in the back and stuff like that, and of course we're on the same taping, so I guess it's a little bit of a spoiler, but he apparently had glass in his eye during the tag team title match.
AJ did?
Yeah. So should be fun to keep an eye on that one. So that was even before the matches started last week. So you guys should already know how that episode is going. Then we saw Chris Sabin, Jay Lethal, and Sanjay Dutt defeat Petey Williams and the Paparazzis, Alex Shelley and Johnny Devine in 8 minutes and 2 seconds. And Dave Meltzer makes note of in here that apparently Shelley and Sabin got major heat from management and were talked to strongly by Jerry Lynn regarding not selling in the match. And Alex Shelley in particular wouldn't sell Dutt's punches.
Really?
Yeah, well, another thing I don't know if I really caught on to, so very interesting. During this match, also, Earl Hebner attack Slick Johnson, and we had to replace our referee because they're just doing that storyline for some reason.
I wonder why he wasn't selling for his punches.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
It is very
weird. Next up, Bob already mentioned it. Chase Stevens defeated BG James, Chris Harris, and Kazarian in 2 minutes 30 seconds to make the Naturals the new number 1 contenders for the tag team titles. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, Bob. I thought it was quick when we watched it. I think it was even quicker reading the time than I even thought it was.
Yeah, that was
fast, dude.
Very
quick. I don't think I have any specific notes about that match. So, and then finally in the main event, we saw Samoa Joe defeat Ron Killings in 10 minutes and 8 seconds. This one I do have a note about. Dave also says when it was reported to him that this was said to be a real good match. So people were really talking about it. I know you didn't enjoy it too much, I think, when we saw it, but I didn't think it was too bad. It did seem like Ron Killings was kind of trying to show up a little bit, maybe after asking for his release potentially. But that all being said, apparently Samoa Joe may have suffered a busted eardrum from a legit ear injury from a punch by Killings in the match. Now his ear was hurting, and because he was scheduled for an explosion match later in the night with Shark Boy, Senshi ended up replacing him. Now we mentioned the Senshi versus Shark Boy explosion match, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate the match between them, but I felt like it went way too long.
It was
then, yeah, and then it was just between two guys that there's no substance to it. Which, I mean, that happens all the time in wrestling. I'm not saying that every time that there's a wrestling match there needs to be a story or whatever, but the way that Ron specifically has been presented, I would say for over a year now.
Yeah.
It just isn't going to get you, I feel like, interested or invested in his matches, and certainly against a guy like Samoa Joe. I mean, watching that, I was thinking, okay, Joe's going to win this in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it went way more than 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Also, just so you know, the 4-way for the tag number 1 contendership, Dave actually clocked it in at 2 minutes 21 seconds. So
even shorter. Great.
Even shorter. Also, one thing we didn't mention about that match is that James Storm almost hit Chris Harris with a beer bottle, and then they started arguing, and that's when Stevens got the handcuffs to cheat. And remember, Shane Douglas was very happy about this after the match. So a very important note, because they were shoving each other. I think the split up between AMW is going to happen sooner rather than later at this point, definitely before the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to point this out right now because I couldn't even remember, but Ron was in the King of the Mountain match at Slammiversary.
Yeah.
And I still don't know why. And then we look at how he's been used afterwards, and it's in a throwaway tag team with Sanjay.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's losing to Samoa. I don't really understand.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I don't really know the direction for Ron. I typically enjoy Ron Killings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I remember enjoying him in 2002 when he was the champion. He was pissed off all the time. And
oh yeah, that's some good stuff.
But I think it's an example of when a whole bunch of bigger names come into the picture. The guys that kind of helped build TNA in the beginning are kind of pushed aside.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's dive into some ratings notes, some pretty interesting stuff here, including some breakdowns, which we always enjoy, including from the show we just watched. I usually don't think we get those so soon, but we do have that. And there's actually only a few other notes besides that we'll talk about before the show. So nice and easy. So this is from the August 28th, 2006 Wrestling Observer newsletter, in case you're interested in going back to that. TNA Impact did a 0.9 rating and a 1.1 million viewers, with only 0.97 in males 18 to 34, coming off the 3.3 in that demo from the final quarter of The Ultimate Fighter that happened right before. Now, although total viewers are barely down from the 1.2 million average, TNA did on Thursdays after UFC last season, there is no way that this can be said to be anything positive, Dave thinks. So the first quarter did a 1.31 rating, which, thanks to UFC, was the highest rating in the history of the company. And that's for the bloodshed and the run-ins. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
However, the quarter with the video talking about the fire and the beginnings of the Sabin and Lethal and Dutt versus Shelley, Devine, and Williams fell to a 0.85. That's a loss of approximately 562,000 viewers, or 35% of the total audience. Now, the finish of that match, the Christian promo and the Daniels Conan back and forth stuff held steady at a 0.84. Then the four-way with BG James versus Chris Stevens versus Chris Harris versus Frankie Kazarian fell to a 0.78. And then finally, the Samoa Joe and Ron Killing's main event was a success, going up to a 0.94. And that was not due to the Ultimate Fighter Night replay, because when UFC's replays of the Vegas show started, it immediately dropped to a 0.55 and stayed in that range until the Sanchez versus Parisian match at 2 a.m. And that hit a 0.69 at 2 a.m. So it's pretty interesting to see how it changes throughout the show.
I wonder how much TNA takes into account like the quarter ratings in terms of usage for people.
Well, they had to know what they were doing with that beatdown. With the Ultimate Fighter up again and stuff, starting it hot with like, holy shit, there's this crazy brawl. So they definitely know what they're doing there to try to hook people in to stay. But unfortunately, it doesn't last over the show.
Right.
So, pretty interesting. And now to go back in time a little bit, for August 10th, they got the final numbers in for the Ultimate Fighter, the last pre-Ultimate Fighter Thursday, and blah, blah, blah. However, we only care about TNA here. So TNA had an outright disastrous 0.67 on that show. That's the one right before Hard Justice. So the quarter hours were this. It was a 0.63, which was the Rhino promo in the beginning of Sabin, Lethal, and Dutt versus Nash, Shelley, and Devine, which ranks as the lowest quarter hour in the history of Impact.
Holy smokes.
Up until this point, of course. 0.66, which is the finish of the six-man Homicide, and then Homicide versus Daniels. And then the next one was a 0.64, which was Abyss versus Shark Boy, and then Abyss and Runt Brawl. And then finally ending on a 0.74 with the Steiner versus Christian cage match. And now he says that Steiner versus cage match that they promoted 3 days before the pay-per-view to draw them a number failed miserably.
Yeah, holy shit.
And it was advertised a week in advance, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So, pretty interesting.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, would you... I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that the heel turn by Christian was, not a last-minute deal. But that main event rating, who are we like blaming for that? Or saying like, oof, maybe we shouldn't do that. Are we doing Steiner or Cage?
I hate to say it.
Cage in a babyface role, because that's what he was at the time.
I feel like it's Scott Steiner, though, dude.
I think you're right. I think it is Steiner.
I hate to say it, but I do. Like, Scott Steiner he's got the name, right? He's obviously well known, but it's still Scott Steiner. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I like Scott Steiner. I find him very entertaining. But am I gonna go out of my way to be like, holy shit, I need to see Scott Steiner versus Christian Cage? I don't know if I would.
No.
That's not something that like sounds that interesting to me. Now, of course, we have the context and we're gonna watch it anyways. But and so in storyline, it made more sense and stuff. But for someone who doesn't know and it just knows them by their names, I don't think that sounds like a great match on paper. No. So
I agree with you.
It is what it is.
I think that there's one thing that's missing here for Scott Steiner.
Is it his number one freak, Medeja?
You're fucking damn right it is. You're damn right it is.
He does need a freak in TNA, dude.
I think he needs a freak.
Damn.
And not be a lackey of Jeff Jarrett.
Would it be dumb to I don't know, maybe this is a really stupid idea. I'm going to say it anyway.
You want to know who'd be a perfect freak for him?
Okay, you say it, and I'm going to tell you if it's what I'm thinking.
Christy Hemme.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I was literally about to say, why don't we pair Christy Hemme with Scott Steiner?
Yeah.
First off,
it'd be perfect.
She is a familiar face. With super popular, but people know who she is. She's a Playboy Playmate.
She's pretty popular. Playboy Playmate, right?
Which I feel like works perfectly with how he is I get all the freaks.
Yep.
So I was gonna say that first, but the other person who popped in my head, who they could probably use more than just filming up her skirt before entrance matches, is SoCal Val.
That's a great option too, and I say why not do both of them? Because
dude,
Steiner had Medeja, and then the other chick that eventually got filtered out in 2000. So why don't just have Hemme and SoCal Val be his little freaks?
And not for nothing, I think they're both redheads, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's perfect.
This is the perfect thing, and I bet you Scott Steiner would love it.
And those women will get more screen time. It's a win for everyone, dude.
Yeah.
Man.
Christy Hemme is just giving us video packages, and later tonight.
Weird. It's weird. And SoCal Val, I mean, I don't.
They don't even show her face.
They don't show her face, right? I think she helps bring the gear and stuff back and stuff like that. So she's a helper around ringside, right? Like a stagehand essentially. But her main point is they have the fucking arm camera go underneath her skirt as people come out through the tunnel. And it almost scares me every time because I don't realize what we're looking at, and it's oh shit, we're between her legs. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do that. That's a great idea. It
would make him a main eventer.
There we go. That's what he needs, dude. He needs his number 1 and number 2 freaks. Or you just bring Medeja in. Who knows?
Or bring Medeja in. Yeah. Why not?
Because how awesome is a name is Medeja?
You know what you could do? You could have Scott Steiner with Hemme and SoCal Val. And then Sting is let's say the champion or something. And you want to get that nostalgia. Well, great. So Steiner and Sting are feuding. They're going to have a match at whatever pay-per-view. And for Mind Games, Sting gets Medeja.
Oh, my God.
But then guess what?
She turns on Sting.
She turns on Sting, and we got 3 freaks.
And then on the next episode of Free Television, he comes out with a tiger for some reason.
Yeah.
Fucking sold. You want a Paparazzi?
Yeah, hello.
I figured it out.
And they can get a sponsorship from Blue Chew or something, even though that didn't exist at the time. Right.
They had other ones.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a little bit of a Ring of Honor note. It's nothing super crazy. I just thought it was kind of interesting. So around this time here, they were just doing some shows in England on August 12th in Liverpool, and they drew about 1,400 fans.
Wow.
And which is almost a sellout, so that's great. And then they did a one on August 13th in Broxbourne, which did about 500, which was a sellout at that venue. So lower number, but that doesn't mean it's not a bad draw.
Yeah.
And so anyways, they also apparently, I almost skipped this. So since it was a sellout, because they charged higher than U.S. ticket prices, the Liverpool show was the company's all-time largest gate and the weekend with the most merchandise sales. Was the biggest grossing weekend in company history at this point.
Okay, but notice how they don't say profit.
Right.
They
look at
the shit done, but do they make anything?
Well, I was cutting so much out of this, but okay, we're gonna keep going. Of course, with the cost of flying a crew round trip to the UK,
there you go.
It was also the company's most expensive weekend.
And that would.
Now the company did expect to break even though, and that doesn't include the eventual DVD sales.
Yeah.
Gabe Sapolsky called it the most important weekend in company history. I did not know that Ring of Honor was going international at this point, so that's kind of cool. Kind
I
of
think
fun.
it's the first time they did.
It sounds like it is. I mean, I guess I don't know for sure, but
I don't think they did in like 2005 or not.
well,
Yeah.
where this all kind of comes in play for us. Obviously, ROH and TNA have been kind of connected since the beginning, at least as far as creating talent, or it's really kind of end up using the TNA guys at that point. But anyways, he noted that fans came from all over Europe for the shows, and he expects that they made new fans that will expand their European merchandise business through the tour. Now, he was also happy because they did the tour with nobody aside from Austin Aries, who hasn't started back yet, who is under TNA contract. So, no TNA guys, technically, except Austin Aries, were on this tour. Now, he does note that, Dave notes here, that while there are no bad feelings or anything indicating a split between the two companies, it's one of those situations that always can happen when using people under contract with someone else. Now, also, if TNA starts running more house shows, the talent's first priority would be TNA, so he can't be in a position to rely on that talent. But he does note, still, unless there is a major breakup, Samoa Joe and Homicide are likely to be part of ROH for some time to come. But AJ Styles, on the other hand, isn't going to be booked at this point for any new dates, which is largely due to his asking price, which at this point is $900 per show.
I'm surprised that was published.
Me too. That's why I thought this was very
rate.
interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Now I remember seeing. I want to say I saw it on a website or something. So just kind of added context here. So in 2006, if AJ's asking for 900, which seems like a steal.
I mean, if you're watching an AJ Styles match and that's what he's, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean that does not seem overly expensive.
Come on.
I believe. I don't even remember the year. It might have been 2015. But I think he was charging like $5,000.
Whoa.
So I mean, and that's just for the rate. You know, I'm sure there's trans and.
Is that when what year was Two Sets, the 2CW show?
2015, yeah. 2015.
So it was around. And I mean, that's kind of wild in itself anyways, but Two Sets, for people who are listening, have no idea. 2CW, it was a local promotion near us. It was their final show, and holy shit, did they go out strong.
They went fucking balls to the wall.
They had AJ Styles was in the first match with the Young Bucks. Kenny Omega was there.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure like Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae.
Yep.
Dalton Castle, or was Dalton injured then? I can't remember.
He was there. Him and Sammy.
Sammy Callahan.
Yep.
It was Elgin at the time. Was Morrison there?
No.
Or is that it? No, he wasn't at that one. I feel like I saw him more than one time, so I couldn't remember. Anyways, you guys get the point. They went
one of the greatest returns ever of Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Spike. Spike came out of retirement.
Spike was there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was wild.
That was, I will forever say that is, and they had a couple of reunion shows, and they did that because of Brody passing away, and he was going to be part of them, and whatever.
They just did the one.
They did. It was a 2-shot. Binghamton and Syracuse. We went to both of them.
No.
Yeah, we went to Binghamton.
Whoa.
And then there was one in Syracuse.
I don't remember the Binghamton show.
You went to it, didn't you? You absolutely
Maybe.
Yes. Yeah, you did.
I don't see why we wouldn't have.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Anyway.
I know for sure we did. But I will say that 2 Sets was probably, if you're going to end a promotion on your own terms, that was the perfect way to do it.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to like explain it. I feel like to people who don't know what it is, but it was literally, they did 2 entire match cards. It was all day long. There was like an hour in between at one point, and we went and tried to get pizza, and we wasted our whole hour waiting for pizza, and I don't think I even got food. And I regret that because I wish I just went and did meet and greets, but that's fine. Yeah, I pulled it up for fun. Pepper Parks is on there. Cherry Bomb's on there.
Scorpio and Slick.
Yep. Beta Scott. Teddy Goods, who, by the way, I don't know if you saw, Bob, he's retiring.
I did see that he was retiring, and that is a bummer because he was one of the, I feel like a great like natural babyface.
Mm-hmm.
The music, just the way that he presented himself, I thought it was great.
Joe Gacy was on there.
Joe Gacy.
Eddie Edwards. AR Fox. Yeah. So, anyways, it was freaking amazing. How do I rate this on here so I can just say it's freaking 10?
It was so good.
Oh, and here's the Binghamton show that you're talking about that I honestly cannot remember going to.
For the reunion part.
Oh, wait. I don't know if we went to this, dude.
I went to the Binghamton one.
Well, I had to have been there then.
We definitely went.
Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did. Eddie Edwards, Josh Alexander, Dalton Castle, Moose. I remember that.
Yeah, we definitely went to both.
That was awesome. Okay, we went to both. I take it back. Anyways. Oh, dude, there is some good stuff even on the 2CW did some good shit, dude. Well, because there was, Mercedes Martinez versus Deonna Purrazzo.
Deonna Purrazzo, yeah, right.
Yep. Nick.
You were like, I want to see Deonna.
That's the thing. And she didn't come out. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Because then in Syracuse, they had Mercedes versus Thunder Rosa.
Right.
Alex Shelley, Davey Richards.
And right, yep, yeah. Yeah, that's right. And I remember when we first got there, I was like, who is this smoke show of a girl hanging outside the building? And it's Thunder Rosa. And I was like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. She, walked past us, and you were like, what?
God. I was like, holy mother of God. She was wearing just sweatpants and shit. And I was like, oh, my God, this girl's...
Daniel Garcia. W. Morrissey.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, I'm done. I'm done working. Yeah. Okay, I have one more note, Bob, and we can get into today's show. Okay. Now, at this point, there's still nothing definite on either Monty Brown or Ron Killings, other than that Jeff Jarrett was really mad that the Killing stuff got out. So he did not like that happened. Now, Brown is still talking like he's going to be quitting. Now, the way that TNA has told both men is that if their contracts expire, there is a 90-day non-compete before they can go to WWE, which would be where both men would want to go anyways. However, if there's a breach, it would be a 6-month non-compete. So Brown is expected to work until his contract expires soon. Killing has more time before his deal is up. Monty Brown was unhappy because he was being groomed to beat Jeff Jarrett in February of this year to win the NWA title. But when Christian became available, they promised the title to him. Oh. And at the time, it was the right choice, even if it wasn't as successful as was hoped. Brown sees it as they promised him something and they lied to him. So, the flip side of Brown not improving to the level of a main eventer inside the ring and not doing as many indies to improve his in-ring as they would have liked. But they did have his best match to date at Hard Justice that we just saw. So,
that makes so much sense.
I see both sides of this. I gotta say, Monty Brown being like, you guys promised something and lied. I respect that. Totally makes sense. But I get if they were like, hey, we talked about it in depth last week, so take a listen if you haven't. But hey, don't do this in your promo this time, and then you just do it anyways. Hey, why aren't you working more in ring dates besides your 3-minute squash matches? Doesn't want to. I kind of get it.
Yeah, but
But they should have pulled the trigger a long time ago. And that all being said, everything I just said, if you were going to give him the title back in February, then what's the difference between how he was working in February and how he's working in August?
Right.
It don't matter. It's the same.
It shouldn't.
He's been, if anything, he's consistent. I mean, really.
You know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, okay, let's think this through, right? So Christian arrives in November, right? So then he wins the belt in February. Do you need to put the belt on him that quick?
No.
No, you don't.
Look at Team 3D.
They're still not the champions.
I can't believe it.
I am stunned by that. Yeah,
incredibly shocking.
That is nuts. I thought for sure within 2 months they'd be the champions.
Yeah.
They're not. I think from a storytelling perspective here, Monty Brown, if he would have won the title in February, you're basically concluding a year and a half of a story where it's like Monty Brown lost, he joined him, and then he turned on him and beat him for the belt.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and again, it could have just been for a month or whatever, 2 months, and then lose it back to Jarrett, or have him lose it to whatever the case is. But you gave him a run with it.
I know. That's how I look at it too, honestly.
So, I mean, I wonder if they didn't want to do 2 quick title reigns because Rhino had it for a brief time. But you know what? Why don't you just put Monty Brown in that spot at Bound for Glory?
There you go.
He could have won all those matches. Who cares?
It's crazy. Makes me sad.
But I do agree with the statement that the Christian babyface title run did not. I don't think it went necessarily great. I mean, he had a good angle with Abyss trying to murder him in his swimming pool, but aside from that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that happens sometimes.
So.
Yeah, well, that's my story, Bob.
All right, so I guess that means we're ready to get into the show then.
Oh, man, are we ready?
All right, let's get into the August 24th, 2006 edition of TNA Impact. I'm going to count down from 3, and when I say play, that is when we're going to start the show. If you want to watch along with us, head over to TNA Plus, or find it in your own personal collection. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
This is TNA. I'm looking up that Liverpool Ring of Honor card for funsies right now. Oh, wait, Brother Runt kicking us off outside the impact zone. He asked for the time. Abyss, did you think it'd be that easy? You think it'd take one match to make me go away? You let me live to fight another day. Oh, next week. Next week, a 10,000 thumbtack match.
Did he just hit his head against the truck?
Yeah, and then he ran away. Oh, shit. Raven's sitting on the top. Okay, we're going to a highlight package. Okay, Bob. I'll just read some highlights from my perspective.
Okay.
We got Jimmy Rave against Davey Richards. Claudio Castronale against BJ Whitmer. Chris Hero, Colt Cabana. Let's see. Sorry, I was reading them one name today. Austin Aries and Roderick Strong against the Briscoes for the tag team titles.
That's probably really good.
Aries and Strong are the champions at the time. And then you have an ROH World Title, pure title unification match. Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness.
Right.
Woo!
Yeah, I knew that match was on that show.
Oh, you did? Okay. And then, here, let's look at this.
There's got to be more than just that, right? Or is that?
Oh, yeah, no, there's more. There's
okay,
more.
okay.
I was reading the standouts to me.
Right, okay.
With, like, the more popular names. Sure. I mean, I saw Matt Sydal. I saw like Robbie Brookside, who we've talked about before. There's another undershot of SoCal Val.
But they showed her face.
True.
She was kissing
the main event on the next night is Bryan Danielson versus Roderick Strong.
That's probably another.
Oh, wait a second. He wrestled twice. Bryan Danielson wrestled twice on the next show. He also fought Suwa. I don't know who that is. SUWA. Shane Douglas in the ring here after our intro.
He's not one to brag or say, "I told you so," and then he proceeds to say,
I told you so. I told you I was going to take the Naturals back to their prime.
That's a nice fan art thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
I can't draw like that.
Oh, we're seeing the training videos. They know how to get the job done. You think it's time for the newly franchised Naturals to win the tag team titles? Some crowd is saying no. Some crowd is cheering.
No.
I was gonna I want to be like, hey, they cheated. Like that wasn't very good.
Oh, they signed that too, by the way.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty nice of them.
Like I want to call that out, except how can you? Because they did it against heels.
Oh, what, cheating?
Yeah, so it's like, they kind of took advantage of the situation. Down the aisle and underneath the skirt of SoCal Val, here come the Naturals.
What an amazing job. Hey Val, what do you do for a living? Well, I stand on an aisle and a camera will zoom into my butt. And then look at the wrestlers coming down. And I just sit down. It's like, oh, okay. God, it's like lifeless for the Naturals.
Dude, I hate it.
It's making my skin crawl.
Here's their opponents. The Paparazzi.
Will
Johnny
Shelby
Divine
sell any punches?
I'm about to find out because he apparently got yelled at. So
I want, you know what? That's the type of thing where I feel like they feel as if Dutt's punches don't look good. So like, why would you sell for it?
It could be. Dave has not talked about Sanjay Dutt's punches like he used to about Lance Hoyt's.
Well, didn't he say the same thing for Harris?
Yeah, which is weird to me.
Which was so weird because I remember when you mentioned that, and then we watched a match, and we're like, "What?" It was like
he's fine.
Talking about?
I think he just doesn't like that he's a lefty.
Oh, that might be the case. He might have. I think he might have had a point though with Hoyt.
Maybe.
Might have not looked great.
We got Chase Stevens, Johnny Divine starting us off here.
He just knocked Divine out with one punch. Was that a little statement to Jerry Lynn? I know it's not Shelby that did that, but maybe was it Divine?
It could have been. Paparazzi taking control, tossing the Naturals over the top, but look at this. Skinning the cat. They wouldn't have done that before the franchise got a hold of them, is what they just
wouldn't
said.
have skinned the cat without Shane Douglas?
Guess.
Okay. I don't know how accurate that is.
Nice double team. Bulldog onto the knee. Bob, I don't know if you saw over on Twitter recently.
We're going to commercial, dude. There, you could. I feel like a pin could drop and you would hear it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks like it sounds pretty dead. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Lance Hoyt shared on Twitter on August 5th, peek behind the curtain when you're recording this episode. So this was a couple days ago. Little early asylum. He says, TNA Days pick. Can you spot who's in this pick? I don't know if you saw this.
You know, I'll look it up on my phone and see if I can see it better.
I honestly was looking at it like, I'm not 100% sure it's actually from the asylum. I might be wrong about that, but I'm not 100% sure.
So, all right. So there's Conan.
Yep.
On the far left, Sabin.
Yep.
Bobby Roode. Monty Brown.
Yep.
E.G. James. And Hoyt.
And they were the fan.
Yeah.
Do you think that's asylum era, though? Listen, I wasn't going to correct him on Twitter, but I'm just saying I don't know if it is.
Well, I mean, how would we know where that was?
I'm looking at Sabin's hair and the fact that Bobby Roode is there, because how early was he in the asylum?
Roode was there in 04.
In 04? Well, that still, like, that puts it on the edge of when they were leaving the asylum, though.
Dude, it's still asylum.
Yeah, but
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking like what, 2002 or something, or 03. Like
no, but I think it's on that edge of like, is it?
They might have been traveling back and forth.
That's fine. Okay, I'll accept that. Honestly, Sabin's hair is the one thing that made me be like, I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a cool picture. Thought I should mention it. Double team by the Naturals, taking out Johnny Devine.
Yeah, this is not. The crowd reaction part is really just kind of making me concerned.
Holy shit, Bob. Johnny Devine just pinned Chase Stevens. I think you take away the fucking number one contender opportunity. They don't deserve to have it now.
That's a really weird.
Oh boy, here comes Shane Douglas.
Decision, isn't it? That's fucking weird.
Well, they win the match to get the tag team title shot last week. Shane Douglas just cut a promo being like, "See, I told you guys," and then they lose.
Because they have no heat.
Oh shit, he's swearing.
He's pissed.
We're eavesdropping right now. You're shit. You don't belong in this ring.
He was just saying he's proud.
You ain't championship material. Going right back to the bottom. There you go. So it sounds like they are no longer the number one contenders, according to Shane Douglas.
Oh my god! So he's withdrawn. He's forfeiting it.
I hate to say this, Bob. This whole thing is cooked. The Naturals.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, we kind of knew it already, but now, dude, if they're going back to the bottom again, I don't know. Well, Harris and James Storm with Gail Kim are backstage with Jeremy Borash. Oh, Harris wants to show him a magic trick. He took the beer. I'm going to make that disappear. So he's mentioning, hey, do you have a brother? Do you guys get along every single day? Do you always see eye to eye? See? We haven't done that in a while. We haven't seen eye to eye. We need to get our heads straight, figure out what we're doing. Do you want to end this? Then end it right now. To my face. Harris saying we're not doing it out there. You end it right now if you want to end it. Both say they hate what's going on. Harris says he's not settling for being at the bottom. That's not where AMW belongs. And James Storm says, I'm not settling either. Sticks his hand out to shake it. And James Storm to walk away.
No.
Oh. Oh, shit, he gave him a beer. Oh, okay. A little cheer ski. Oh, okay. Maybe they're not doing it after all, Bob.
You think they're going to win the tag team titles again?
Holy shit. Could you imagine?
Because they're like, oh, fucking Naturals ain't working, so let's go with A&W again. Because you know what? It wouldn't be the first time they teased the split and they didn't do it.
That is true.
They've done it before. Wasn't it Chris Harris hanging out with Sax and James Storm? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, what?
Hanging out with my friends.
They're still the boys.
That was awesome. I liked when that happened. And if you like a throwback of Sports Entertainment Extreme back from the Asylum, check out Pro Wrestling Tee Store, where you can find a really cool TNA Crossline podcast shirt. We're seeing the Christian thing where he's talking about how, Rhino's his brother. They tend to fight sometimes. Very similar statement that Chris Harris just made with James Storm. Yep. Speaking of Christian, Bob, WWE is opposing Christian's application for a trademark on the moniker Captain Charisma. He filed for it after leaving WWE. Now, WWE's contracts with all wrestlers state that any ring name or nickname that is first used in their promotion, and that they have the right to the intellectual property to it in perpetuity. Basically, he's going to have to find an example that he used the nickname before coming to WWE, and he may not be able to do that. Wow. And here we are. We're actually waiting for the arrival of him. There's a chair in the ring with a microphone, First time he's live in the Impact Zone since turning on Sting at Hard Justice.
I feel like, didn't they try to do something similar for Christian Cage, the name?
I do think they did, and then that he added the cage at the end, and he was able to use it.
Right, because he won that one.
Yeah, because he did use that before WWE.
Right.
And that's why I was very excited, because I like TNA Christian Cage. And then he goes to AEW, and he's Christian Cage again. I'm like, okay, I like that.
Now, this is his first in the Impact Zone appearance. Yeah. Of course, there's a chair, because why wouldn't there be? What a fucking dude. I mean, he comes across as a major douche.
I love it.
And he wasn't really coming across like that as a babyface, so he definitely is changing his and stuff.
In the ring, spotlight on, sitting
Didn't
down.
you say a spotlight would be on this guy, too?
Well, that's what I was hoping for last week. I wanted them to open the show with him with a spotlight on it. So,
right,
very similar look. He goes, "Well, here I am." Contrary to Sting, who lied to each and every one of your faces. Yeah, he's not the heavyweight champion. He's a man of faith. He's a man of God. From management right to the guys who scrub the floor, to the wrestlers in the back. To everyone live watching on TV right now. Oh, he's going to say something bad. Oh, shit. He said he is God.
Sacrilegious. Oof. Oh, shit, Rhino. I thought that was Samoa Joe for a second. Wearing a sweatshirt. He's pissed.
Sweaty, wet sweatshirt, a lot of pyro. Oh, wait. Christian thought he was going to hit him, but then he didn't. Interesting. What is the man beast going to say? The war machine?
Christian literally told him to grab a mic.
Yeah. Get over here. All you've been doing is talk, talk, talk. And I'm sick of it. Yeah. I want the answer to the question I asked you at Hard Justice. And I want it now.
I want it now. Why?
I went to talk to you tonight, but I got a couple personal things, so.
Does he have a black eye? Rhino? His left eye looks like it's fucking bloodied.
I need a good look at it.
No, maybe not.
No, looks like he's just sleepy. Oh, you and Sting go way back. Yeah, Rhino and Sting are two people I always pair together.
Oh, is he being sarcastic about that?
Oh, yeah, you're right. He probably was.
Yeah. Because, even I was thinking, wait a minute.
Yeah, what? Okay. That's funny.
Wait.
Oh. He's talking about the first person he saw after he almost broke his back.
Neck.
Okay, neck, yeah. It was Christian, first one he saw. Oh, Sting called you every week to boost your morale? Yeah, this is funny. I like this. It was
so
me.
Christian is justifying his actions because he was there for Rhino when Rhino almost broke his neck. I don't understand.
Well, he's saying he did it for his friend, and Rhino's acting like we're not friends because of what you did. He's like, well, look at all the stuff I did for you. Oh, shit.
Oh, don't. Rhino, don't. Rhino, leave. Oh, God.
He's talking about his wife trying to leave him, going to take the kid back to Germany. Sting dropped everything.
Yo, I think he's starting to get to Rhino. Rhino's probably like, oh, shit, you're right, dude.
Rhino's going to turn heel, too. He's going to hit Sting with a guitar.
He's going to be like, yo, we got to stick together. You're right, man.
Oh, he's like, I could have sworn that was me.
What if Rhino grabbed the microphone and was like, yeah, Sting, where were you in 2002 when I broke my neck, you son of a bitch?
Why wasn't he there for me? Guess we're at a crossroads.
Well, actually, I think it was 2001. Late 2001 is when
He could have been there then. Oh, he gives Rhino the chair. Take the chair. I'm going to turn my back. And since you care so much about Sting, you know what you're going to do. I hope you're ready to flush 10 plus years of loyal friendship down the drain. Do what you got to do.
This is a weird, like, I don't know, man. Kind of a strange pivot.
It is definitely, I don't like that. It's like we have to pivot. I like what's happening. I just wish it wasn't like such a sharp turn to get to it.
Yeah. Like, Rhino is this affected that Christian would do it to someone else?
That part's
If Christian had done it to Rhino, sure, I get, that makes sense.
You gonna do it or what? Rhino. It's just really about Sting. Or are you just mad at me because I live in a bigger house than you?
See, now this is a better thing.
Or maybe you're mad because I drive a nicer car than you. Yeah, now he's fucking with him. Or is it because you're mad that because I became a bigger star than you? Despite it all, I still loved you. Rhino spins him around. Whack!
Hit him right over the forehead. He's not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Rhino's a softie.
Yeah, he does. He throws the chair. Come on.
What a softie. He's a teddy bear. Oof.
I don't need a chair to kick your ass.
He just threw 10 plus years of friendship down the line. Oh, wait, maybe he didn't because he punched him instead of a chair.
Back body drop on Christian.
Going for the gore. Uh-oh, Christian's got the chair, though. And Rhino's going to be oblivious. And he smashed him with the chair.
Wow. That looked like it hurt.
He basically just did a smash mouth.
Yeah.
Kid Cat.
He did.
Is he busted?
Yep.
Yeah, it wouldn't be an episode of Impact without some blood.
That's fine with me, man. I like it. Right over the head.
Nice. Just waffled him over the head with that. Look at that. Rhino gushing. Oh, he sliced his head pretty good there.
Oh, God. It's dripping a
Jesus.
lot. Christian leaving. 10 years of friendship flushed down the drain. Uh-oh, he's got another chair.
Look out, Concerto. He's going to Concerto him. No.
Look at this son of a bitch.
He's going to get that nice sweatshirt all bloodied. That's messed up, man.
Oh, he almost had him face up, dude. That would have been brutal.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
we about to write Rhino off?
Lights go out.
Nope.
So the lights did not go out, but the lights might have gone out for Rhino. He just got concertoed.
Okay, Bob.
Asshole.
I like that segment. Thought it was really well done.
So Rhino, you got to be right. Rhino's getting written off TV.
Oh, the puddle of blood. I like that segment. I think it was really well done. I like how they're spinning the story. I hate why, Bob, am I interested in a Rhino Christian Cage match right now?
So
that's how it's done. That's how it's done well, though. Is like on paper, I don't give a shit, but then you see it, and it's like, dang, okay, I want to see these guys fight now.
Yeah. See the way that he switched it. Earl is homeless.
Yeah, sorry. There's a highlight package here about Earl Hebner, and he's literally sleeping in the road.
He's that bad with his money that he's broke after.
Well, they took all the merch he was selling.
Oh my god. TNA doesn't pay that well. That he's.
Which well, he's been like suspended. He's been like not.
No, I know, but I'm saying like he was still there and making some money before.
He used it to buy merch. Okay, well, we're with Larry Zbyszko backstage here. Love that toupee.
That's his natural hair.
Might be. My favorite thing, usually when you do a hair versus hair match and you shave someone, eventually you see them bald. We still haven't seen Larry Zbyszko without the wig on.
That's true.
That's weird.
It's a long-term storytelling.
Well, I think it's because he probably got his hair plugs in and his head looks kind of weird. And
that's probably 100%.
I think that's what it is. But isn't it weird how we haven't seen it yet? So why was Earl Hebner fired? You have to ask Mr. Cornette that. The idiot Slick Johnson. Oh, wait, here's Eric Young. Am I getting fired? Talking about someone getting fired? You may as well be getting fired. Oh, wait. Eric Young has a match. Did they say next week on Impact? He's like, if it was up to me, I'd fire you today because you're bad for business. But he basically just said, if you lose your match next week, you might as well pack your bag. Okay, well, we're coming back from commercial.
Okay.
And we're seeing...
No, so, like I was going to say about this segment. So, when it initially was about Sting, I was like, okay, well, I mean, this really shouldn't matter. But then he was all like, you're just mad because I have a bigger house. Or drive a better
the way he
car,
twisted it was good.
Yeah, the one he shifted it to that. That's more personal, like directly personal.
Yeah. Well, here comes the Monster Abyss, and during this entrance, Bob, I'm going to give you a note or two, because I only have a couple, and I haven't said any in a while. Apparently, Shocker has told the Mexican press that he'll be heading back to TNA within the next 2 weeks to work in the X Division.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I know. And this is kind of playing off of the Hector Garza note from last week, so it might be Shocker instead of Hector Garza. Hey, there's James Mitchell. I was wondering where he was.
Didn't Shocker no-show shit back in 2005?
Yeah.
So why would we push him on that?
I don't know.
It's just silly.
And I only got two more, so I'm going to tell you those during the last match because they're LAX-esque notes.
Okay, I have one indie note for this match, and it's for obviously Abyss because he's really the only one that.
It's not his opponent, who's Cassidy Riley in the weirdest looking shorts I've ever seen.
Why is he dressed like Brian Kendrick?
What in the world? Not a good look, Cassidy.
Oh.
Holy shit.
That's a quick way to blow out your knees, the way he landed on that.
Oh, Mitchell's dumping thumbtacks all over the announce table.
Whoever has to clean that up is pissed right now.
He's like, Brother Runt, think about 10,000 of these. Okay, sorry. Go with your indie now.
Yeah. So Abyss he competed on August 19th for 1PW in England at 1PW's Invincible. 10-man survival elimination match. Abyss teamed up with Dave Morales, Jack Storm, Matt Hyson, which is Brother Runt, and Sterling James Keenan to defeat Chris Hamrick, Spud, Steve Corino, Teddy Hart, and Tracy Smothers.
Nice. James Mitchell just hit the doomsday button. He hit the black hole slam, got the win, and James Mitchell just gave Abyss another bag of tacks, and he dumps him in the ring. That's just barely an inkling of the amount of tacks that there will be. I agree. Oh, God, he just went down a Superman punch. Look at Abyss is punching all the thumbtacks into his hand. Oh, my God.
Oh my God! How could you do that? I don't think I could do that to myself.
The match at 10,000 thumbtacks next week. A Star is Born October 22nd. Bound for Glory.
Oh shit!
Oh, a star with two
Lady
arms.
Gaga's coming to the fucking TNA. Wow!
Oh, hold on. Sexy, provocative, arousing, hot stuff.
Jackie Gata.
It's for the Knockouts DVD.
Oh, wow, she's pregnant.
Voluptuous. Oh my God. You've never seen anything like it.
Oh shit.
They're advertising this. Heavy. Yeah, Knockouts, the ladies of TNA Wrestling, available this Tuesday. I do have that DVD. I don't know what's on it.
Are there boobs?
No, but they make it seem like it's some M-rated stuff from that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, because Sting said he will walk away from wrestling if he does not win the title Bound for Glory.
I'm honestly surprised that people wouldn't get annoyed by this direction for Sting. That happens all the time. I'd be like, dude, just go. Just leave.
See ya, buddy. You've been here for 20 years already. It's one of those stipulations that I don't like in wrestling.
I hate it.
I mean, they're literally, we talked about it on the side. They're doing it at All In this year for AEW, which actually airs tomorrow when this episode drops. It's Swerve versus Bryan Danielson. He's like, if I don't win, I'm never in. It's literally, they're doing the Bound for Glory 2006 storyline.
Yeah. I've always hated that, though.
Sting says, here's the contract. It's missing one signature, and it's not mine.
Now, a legally binding contract would have to be Steve Borden, not Sting.
Hard to say.
So.
Look, well, Mike Tenay has it in his hand.
How did Tenay get it from Sting already? What the hell? Does he?
It says Sting.
Sting.
Wait. Steve Borden, a.k.a. Sting. So it still can count.
Okay.
They got us.
All right.
They did.
I'll allow it.
Here comes Jeff Jarrett. Is he about to put...
Oh, that shirt screams 2006. Oh, my God.
I had some shirts like that, I think. With, like, the Affliction looking like...
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
TNA had a lot of merch that kind of looked like that. I'm an outcast, it says.
Is that even a TNA shirt, though?
I don't think it is. I'm trying to get a good look at it, but I don't think it is.
I didn't see a TNA logo on the back of it. Right?
No. He's going to execute the deal, he said. Uh-oh. Jarrett's having doubts. We're going to do a public execution next week. So Jarrett's going to do it next week.
Okay.
Why didn't Jeff Jarrett just sign the contract? I don't know.
Who this man? Another video package for the fantastic LAX versus Daniel Styles feud. Oh, that's what he's talking about. It's the finger in the fucking cut.
Blech. Spread the wound,
I didn't
baby.
realize his fingers were in the cut.
Why don't you guys get in the ring with us one more time? Okay. Bob, Ugh, that was nasty.
I don't need to
That's
see
gross.
the fucking stitches and bullshit. God damn it.
During this highlight package here, Bob, there was talk of replacing Conan with Ray Gonzalez, a Spanish voice of TNA, and just having Conan manage Homicide and Hernandez. Now, at this point, there is no deal with Gonzalez yet. So they take him off the Spanish announce table, which, of course, doesn't really affect us much at all, except that he sits there.
I mean, I feel like I would keep Conan on.
I kind of like him over there.
I mean, why not? I mean, like you said, we don't hear it or anything, but
Right.
if it was the other way around, I would, I would want. I feel like it would be entertaining if the heel was
right. And my final note for you, as the entrances are kicking off here, is the promoter in Monterey, looking at running the November 25th show at Arena Monterey, is looking to get TNA on local television in the city for a couple months to build up the show. This is far from a done deal, and the deal is also very much alive at this point. So you never know. Conan guiding Homicide and Hernandez to the ring. This is their match, dude. It's a border brawl. I don't know if I like the lighting in the arena during this entrance right now. It's like orange.
I don't hate it.
There we go. And here come their opponents. The defending. Okay, they run down champion Styles and
How
Daniels.
come they're not like in their gear?
Okay, Styles is in street fight gear. I respect it. Daniels is in a dress shirt and like slacks, and his shirt's tucked in.
Yeah, what the hell?
Now, as a reminder, AJ Styles has glass in his eye. They're bandaged up because, of course, it's a taping. They literally were busted open less than like 2 hours ago. It's kind of fun. It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, I think I have one indie note for this match, and it's actually AJ Styles defeating Christopher Daniels August 19th at International Wrestling Cartel's Newville Knockout 2 in Newville, Pennsylvania. I don't even think I realized that they were tag team champions beating each other up on the indies, but they were. Oh. Oh no. Daniels above the commentary table.
Nice.
Cross body. I really don't understand why he's dressed like that. AJ, like you said, I understand he's in jeans, street fight, whatever.
Daniels, is that like supposed to be his street gear because he's like gospel-y and all that, so he wears a dress shirt and slacks? I don't know, dude. I don't like it. Daniels is in the ring with Hernandez now. Styles and Homicide here fighting ringside. September 24th, No Surrender, coming up quick. 1 month exactly from our show today, Bob. You think there's many people who fought each other one-on-one more than AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels? I feel like they fought each other for like years and years.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are probably up there.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It's a nice backbreaker by Hernandez. I would say, to an extent, Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn.
Mm.
They fought a lot on the ECW house shows and stuff like that.
Okay.
But you're right. I mean, Daniels and Styles seemingly wrestled each other everywhere.
For I think 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, 2002. I would say from 2002, maybe even 2001-ish. 2001 to like 2000, like 9.
No, it went after that.
No, but I'm saying for like an indies standpoint.
Oh, indies. Well, because I know they had like even matches on like later impacts, and it's like.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That's what I mean, though. Is like, it's crazy.
Yeah. So probably for like, let's say 15 years.
Like,
these guys were
constantly fighting each other.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. If you're including TNA, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely am including TNA. That's what I kind of mean, is like, it's just everywhere.
But what's funny is they didn't touch in TNA until Against All Odds 05.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if I realized.
Yeah. But then they had a shit ton of matches on the indies before then.
Huh.
Which is weird.
Daniels Irish whip on Homicide. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker over the knee. Nice. Hernandez with the chair. Daniels ducks. Punches him. Grabs the chair instead. Right to the midsection. Over the back. And if everyone thinks that Daniels and AJ Styles cannot have a bad match together, I highly recommend you check out our archive.
Oh my god, he just dropped him head first on the chair. Yeah, we picked a gem.
Which one was it? A Pro Wrestling Gorilla?
Sure was.
Jason takes
PWG.
Yeah. Check it out if you want to possibly hear one of our worst episodes I think we ever did. We kept waiting for like 30 minutes for it to pick up, and it just didn't.
It just never did.
Hernandez grabbing a table, and Homicide looked like he was ripping the shirt off of Daniels. Yeah, here we go. This is why. He's got to bust open that cut.
That's just an example of that match of that we should have done a research. And a simple Google search of the show would tell you that nobody thought it was a good match. They were all like,
no we did. We messed that up.
We did not look it up at all.
That's because we like the going in blind thing, but for that we should.
Well, yeah, you have to.
We shouldn't have. If we did research on the WWE shows, I don't know if we would have ended up doing them. So, but we also covered those in the archives if you want to know what happened between WCW and TNA starting. Oh shit! Conan's getting involved a little over there now. AJ reverses it, taking out Homicide in the corner here. Now he's going after Hernandez. Table's not fully set up. It's one leg up. Irish whip to Hernandez. Clothesline. Can't take Supermax down, but that insecurity kick can. We're at 40 minutes, 51 seconds if you're watching along with us. Holy dive by AJ Styles.
Hernandez did not look like he was catching Styles there at all.
Nope.
He fell to the side.
Yep. Daniels going up to the top. Table's getting adjusted. What is Conan doing over there?
Well, he's telling the referee he ain't doing nothing. Usually means he's going to do something.
Well, yeah. Oh, shit. Are we about to see Angel's Wings?
Wings.
Oh, slapjack.
The referee can't do nothing about it either.
Gringo Killer off the top. Just kidding. Cutter right through the table. That was cool. 1, 2, 3. We got new tag team champions.
Wow. He just beat him in a dress shirt. Unbelievable.
A well-deserved win for LAX right now.
Yeah, if you're going to have a team beat them, it's LAX right now. There is not even remotely close a heel team that is ready to dethrone.
No. And I hate to say it, I kind of want Styles and Daniels back in a singles capacity.
Really?
I've gotten really used to the tag team, I will say, but I kind of miss them being in the next division.
I like the tag team.
I didn't at first, so I definitely have warmed up. But I do think due to the Kevin Nash situation and stuff, the X Division has really suffered. And I think those are the two guys who could revitalize it for us.
I mean, I see what you're saying there, but I'm really enjoying the tag team.
And we go off the air, and next week, match of 10,000 thumbtacks.
So that's an interesting match. I don't know how much of a draw that's going to be.
I mean, it's just a match, and there happen to be thumbtacks. It's not like it's like mind-blowing.
This is gonna sound bad.
Okay.
But it's Brother Run.
Oh.
Like, I don't think I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta see this, because I feel like as a viewer, I already know what's gonna happen to the guy.
I see. I know what you're saying.
It's not gonna be anything good for him.
Well, unless the thing is, like, this is where I have to agree with what Dave Meltzer has said, where you use thumbtacks so often it kind of kills it. Now you are trying to build a match around thumbtacks. Well, unfortunately, you've used thumbtacks a lot.
Yeah.
And I like it, for the record. Like, I don't mind the thumbtack situation really at all. But, I mean, you got to, like, kind of admit, like, if you're going to build a match around it, you can't just be doing it all the time then.
So, right. I mean, I think we're kind of numb to it. So if this is 10,000 tacks, if they literally just use another like little baggie in this tack, then it's no different than Abyss attacking somebody and then putting them through tacks.
Right. And I did notice, though, when they were showing the tacks on the show, they were, I feel like, playing it a little safer on how many they were showing, which I thought was kind of interesting. But who knows? I guess we'll really see what's going to happen when they actually do it. But that is just a weird thing I noticed.
There's no way that Brother Ron wins that, right?
No, I'd have to assume not.
I can't envision Abyss.
Although I suppose that, because the draw, like, could he win? I guess maybe.
There's no way. I would be so surprised.
I know.
And well, you know what? If he does win, is it because Team 3D comes back?
Oh. Okay.
I don't know how long they're going to be gone for, but
I like where your head is at.
They could make a return and be like, "Hey, we're gonna help out our little brother."
That's actually not a bad idea. I could see that happening. Okay.
Yeah. See, so look at me. I'm a good fantasy booker.
Look at Bob thinking of ideas.
Yeah. It's what I do way too much of my time.
Yeah. Well, Bob, what did you think of that episode, though? I thought that was a pretty good episode for me. Thumbs up. Yeah.
No, I'll say it did. It definitely did. I enjoyed Border Brawl.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say, because I was gonna say the same.
What
I kind of wish it was a little crazier.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
It was a lot of just brawling.
Yeah.
I liked the end spot, but I kind of wish there was some more big spots in the match.
Yeah, when you see a beatdown like we saw last week, and then you're told, hey, there's gonna be a Border Brawl. It's like, okay, like yeah, there was a table spot, but like I'm thinking there's gonna be ladders involved and like whatever. Like there's gonna be more of like, wow, that guy got destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think fucking Daniels coming out wearing what he was wearing kind of was like, ugh.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird like buzzkill thing too.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Show up in jeans, but maybe to an extent like what you were saying, like, oh, he's kind of a ministry type of.
That's the only thing I can think of.
I didn't even think of that, but that very well could be kind of what they're thinking there. I don't know. But what I do know is that LAX being the tag team champions, totally fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally cool with that. I'm very excited about that, actually. Yeah, I think that's the best part.
So you can, definitely continue on with AJ and and Daniels now chasing after them. So let's say they're going to have, I would imagine, have a match at No Surrender, because there's no way you pivot to the Naturals
No.
in 4 weeks.
Nope.
Or any team in 4 weeks' time.
I could see them,
unless AJ can't compete because there's glasses, whatever the case is. I don't know.
I could see them doing a rematch at No Surrender of some capacity, and then honestly, like, maybe they lose, and then that ends up being the end of the team. I mean, this team isn't going to last forever.
Well, obviously.
So I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? I guess I think that's going to be the most interesting part. Where does the new tag team champions going to be doing at the next pay-per-view? Do you save the big rematch for Bound for Glory?
Well, I mean, I would think that Bound for Glory would be the conclusion of it.
Right.
And again, to me, Bound for Glory is you're wanting to establish new stars. That's how I've always kind of taken it. So like LAX would leave there as champions.
Yeah.
You know, if it came to that. I think I don't want AJ and Daniels to be in singles right now. I'm really enjoying this babyface. Yeah, it comes across like, wow, this could be a draw. Just them having great tag team matches.
I guess I don't disagree with that. Like I said, I think got like to the point where I don't hate it anymore. Because like at first I was not here for it. I was like, why are we doing this? Right. But they have ended up being a very good tag team, really.
Well, because this is what I feel like. Okay, as it stands right now, considering Sting and Christian and really even to an extent maybe Samoa Joe, I don't think AJ would be in the world title scene.
No.
So at that point, you're like you mentioned before, you're gonna send him back to the X division.
The problem is he dominates the X division.
That's exactly.
That's the issue.
Right, he's already kind of outstayed the freshness of the X division. So what is he? Where is he really to go there? And then with a guy like Christopher Daniels, I feel like he would kind of end up similar to like Ron. Because what do we do?
Yeah, that's true.
If I had to guess, one of them would turn heel on the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would fucking feud.
Probably.
But we need that again.
No, we don't. I hate to say it, though. I think that Daniels works better in a tag team.
Daniels, I would agree with that.
At least
I enjoyed his X Division title run.
Oh, so did I. But I think I liked his time with Triple X better.
Him and Skipper was pretty good.
That's what I mean.
That was really good.
It's that balance.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. That's why I think they're just better together. But see now, okay. When Team 3D comes back, right? I think they should be heels, and then you could do AJ and Daniels against Team 3D.
I'd be here for that.
You know what I mean? I think that could be fine.
I'd be cool with that. Definitely.
I mean, you could even elevate the Paparazzi, Divine and Shelley.
I think they're a good team too, honestly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. They've really, I think, they've gelled pretty well together. Sabin and fucking Dutt against AJ and Daniels, or Sabin and Lethal. There's some potential matchups here that could keep them fresh longer than what we potentially realize.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. That's fair.
So, and we're at some point here losing AMW. So do you really want to deplete your tag division?
That's true. That's another really great point.
That'd be kind of tough.
Okay, we can keep them as a team for now, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You've talked me into it.
All right. Well, next week it's 10,000 tax.
I'm gonna count every single one of them.
Yeah. Well, and if anybody thinks that Dallas won't, he will. So
I'm gonna look right at him. I'm gonna say, might be missing a couple. Might be missing a handful.
You totally would do that. All right. Join us next week for Abyss and Brother Runt 10,000 tax. What could possibly go wrong? Until then, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Across the Line podcast.